welcome back to another episode of Stitches and Sprinkles. I'm Hillary, and this is my podcast about sewing, knitting, and all of my other crafty pursuits. So, it's been a couple weeks since I've been able to record a vlog, and I'm really sorry to have missed you guys for so many Fridays. I think it's been 3 or 4 Fridays in a row. But life just kind of got the best of us over here for a while. So our daughter was sick for a couple weeks and had to miss some school, and we had some doctor's appointments to take care of. She's doing very well now, and everything's going to be fine, but it's really hard to record a video with a 2-year-old in the house. So now that she's settled back in daycare and enjoying her friends and her teachers, I've had a little bit of a reprieve and more time to do my creative things on my lunch breaks and in the evenings. So the other thing that got ahead of us, or ahead of me, really, over the past few weeks is that I was accepted into my first craft market, and I'm really excited, like really uncontainably excited. I'm going to have my very first vendor booth at the Indie Craft Exchange at the Yarub Temple in Atlanta. So if you're driving distance from Atlanta, please come see me and a lot of other fantastic makers and vintage thrifters, resellers. The Indie Craft Exchange is fantastic. We've been fans of them for many years, started going to them after we learned about Indie Craft Exchange through Top Stitch, when Top Stitch had a brick and mortar store in Ponce City Market. So I'm thrilled to be part of that, but part of the reason that I haven't really had a spare moment to A, sew for myself, or B, film a video about the things that I've been doing is because I've been dyeing basically all of the inventory, the yarn inventory that I have. I've been building a display board, and I'll put a picture in here so that you guys can see what I was up to, but it's a changeable or an adjustable pegboard style display board, painting that, trying to get the branding right, trying to make sure that I have a very attractive display for this market coming up. And my booth is 5 feet by 6 feet, so it's a relatively small space, but I want to be able to present the variety of products and colorways that I have to offer in my yarn. And I've also decided to offer project bags, which I'll show you in just a little bit. So I've been dyeing yarn, sewing up project bags, casting buttons to go with in my market booth for sale. Buttons, as you know, if you knit cardigans, or obviously there'll be sewists there. I've been resin casting buttons now for about a year and really enjoy it, trying to come up with some exciting colors, some things that I have a difficulty finding when I go to just a regular notions shop or the notions section of like Joann or something like that. So I'm going to be offering yarn, bags, and buttons, as well as a couple other odds and ends. And I'll show you those bags, and keychains are the other thing. And I'll show you those in just a moment. But between all of that, having our daughter home not feeling so great, filming was not in the cards. And I eventually got a little bit under the weather myself and had to kind of fight off a cold for a few days. But as I said, everyone is healthy again. We are very happy, and I appreciate your patience, and I'm sorry for not having content for you for a few weeks. But hopefully you have found time to be creative yourself, and we'll be back together with fewer interruptions for the next several months. So all of that said, let me tell you what I'm wearing. This is a real low-key vlog, you guys. So I just have on a core t-shirt. So Closet Core released a free t-shirt pattern several months ago. This was my wearable toile from a really inexpensive striped knit fabric that I got at Fine Fabrics in, I think it's technically in Norcross. So look it up, or take a wander over there if you're in the Atlanta area. They've got some really good deals. They've got a lot of it. I'll be honest with you, it overwhelms me, and I don't go there very often anymore. But if you need something specific and you need to buy it in person and you need to feel it and touch it and see what the hand is like, and you can't find it in a reliable online retailer that supplies all that information in their descriptions, then Fine Fabrics is a great place to go. They also have a lot of specialty sequined fabric, special occasion fabric. I don't need that. I have a real relaxed style, but if that's something that you're looking for, I would definitely recommend them and Gail K in the Atlanta area. So I'm just wearing a core t-shirt, and I'm wearing the Plateau joggers, also from Closet Core, on the bottom in kind of a greeny blue that I made last year. One of my first bigger knit fabric projects, and I love them and they're super comfy, but man, do I have lessons learned. So when I make another pair of these here in the coming months in a purple French terry that I got, I'll have some level up things that I can do, as well as because of the new serger having a much stronger cover stitch, that's going to make another pair of Plateau joggers really fun too. So moving right along, let me show you my finished objects. So the things that I have managed to finish, I'm not going to go through all the yarn that I've dyed. That's not why we're here. I'm not going to shamelessly self-promote too terribly much. If you are interested in my yarn, please check out Garden of Eden Fibers on Etsy. And we're also on, I say we like there's someone else. It's me. It's just me. I am also on Instagram as Garden of Eden Fibers, and that's Fibres for those of you who don't normally spell it that way. So light sewing finished objects are these keychains. This is the webbing that I got from Stitch Supply Co. that I talked about. I think it was in the last time I filmed, which seems like forever ago now. But this is the webbing that I bought, and I had these keychain and ring adapter things, and I wanted to make good use of them. I kept one in this colorway for myself because I really love owls, and I gave a giraffe to my mom, so that's why there's only one of each of those. But these will be at the booth in next month in September. Did manage to get those done. Like I said, minimal sewing, but hopefully a good little add-on item for my booth. The bigger sewing finished object for the booth is these project bags. So this is the same canary yellow waxed canvas that I used for my Kelly anorak, my Closet Core Kelly anorak, and I chose to use it for the bottom of drawstring project bags. And I used color coordinated rat tail cord for the drawstring so it won't fray. I put fabric covered hard. It's meant for like making a notebook cover or an iPad cover, so it's very, very lightweight, but it's also sturdy for the bottom of the bag so that when you have your project in it, it will stand up and it's not going to flop all about on you while you're trying to knit. And the other thing that I added to differentiate my bags a little bit are some like yarn tamers, I would call them. So my idea is that you can, if you're doing color work, like 2 or 3 color work, maybe you're doing a really pretty color work sock, and you have to carry 2 or 3 colors at once, you can thread your color through and then button this down and keep the tangles away, and then do your next color button, keep the tangles away. But the reason that I wanted the buttons was because sometimes you decide that you're tired of a project, or you want to switch project bags, or you want to put it in a basket because you're going to sit on your couch and work on it. And so I wanted you to be able to button and not have those fixed where you would have to break your yarn to get it out of the guide. So I thought it was a cool adaptation, something a little bit different. I haven't seen anything exactly like this in a project bag before, so I'm hoping that it resonates with other people, not just me. But I did this one with some peacocks and pretty flowers, and I did this one with some blue and white. They looked like some of them are mums and some of them are something else, but blue and white flowers, and then a white rat tail cord, and the same idea on the yarn tamer, same stiff bottom to help support your project bag as you work. With that one, I did have enough fabric to offer a notions pouch. And when I sell bags and pouches, I make it optional. Not everybody wants a pouch. So you can buy it with or without the pouch, or you can buy the pouch separately, or it's all good. And then the last one that I did in the waxed cotton canvas is this one with some pink and yellow and blue mums and some pretty green leaves, a green drawstring cord, same features inside, and then this one's actually a self-lined zipper pouch just to hold DPNs or stitch markers or whatever you might need. If you're doing an embroidery project, you could put your floss in here to keep it from getting all tangled up in your bag. So those are some of the things that I made for my booth. The other thing that I have talked about before, but I had not finished it fully the last time I saw you guys, was my little alpaca friend here. And this is actually going to my mama because she saw him and she fell in love with him. And so I told her that I would give him to her. But I taught a class over at Spool School on how to do foundation paper piecing, and this was my sample. I'm doing another class with him next month in September. And we just decided to turn our little buddy into a wall hanging. So I'll put a little doweling rod through there and put some ribbon, and then my mom can hang it on the wall. And of course my students, when they finish their own, they can hang it on their walls at home. And after doing that little alpaca buddy, I remembered and got excited about the fact that I had a little owl foundation paper piecing kit in my stash that my parents bought me a million years ago. So I decided to put this little buddy together. I've still got to put on his eyeballs and probably turn him into a wall hanging also, because I think he would look really cute above my desk where I do my full-time job. But I really appreciated how the batiks that were offered, this was a kit, the batiks that were offered in this kit lent themselves to kind of a natural, fun, textured look. So he was really fun to do. And I definitely have the foundation paper piecing bug a little bit. I'm hoping that if people enjoy it also, that I'll be able to offer a pumpkin class in October, and like a turkey in November, and a Christmas tree in December. And then maybe we can end up with seasonal wall hangings and have kind of a rotating curriculum, or a little foundation paper piecing circle, and create some more community and some more opportunities to do stitch nights at Spool School. So those have been really, really fun. The other thing that I finished is my Orchidee blouse. And I do still need to get the little bridle buttons. I'm going to get some kind of pearl finished bridle buttons. But it turned out really, really nicely. I know it's a little bit hard to read, but if you remember from my last video, it's a very romantic blouse with a deep V, and bridle buttons along the middle down to the edge of the bottom edge of the waistband, and then it's got this nice little ruffle. Once I get those buttons on, I'll also be sure to post that to my Instagram, Stitches and Sprinkles. So follow me over there, and I'll model it when I get the buttons on. But it's a very flattering blouse. I was a little bit, this is a deer and doe pattern. Deer and doe does European sizing. So it's a little bit out of my comfort zone, and it's a little bit out of my realm of familiarity. But deer and doe patterns are absolutely excellent. This is the second one that I've done, the other one being the Sirocco jumpsuit. Haven't shown you guys that yet because I made that before I really started podcasting. I'll have to make sure I post that and share a picture, but it's so cool. I love that outfit. But deer and doe patterns are great. They're really elegant. They're really elevated. They make me feel like a fancy lady. And this fabric just, it needed to be turned into a deer and doe orchidee blouse. So I'm really excited. I'm gonna try to go buy those buttons tomorrow so that I can finish it off and get some interfacing for my work in progress. And that leads me to telling you about my work in progress. So a couple weeks ago, I told you about like a month ago now, I told you about all the fabric that I had purchased from Blackbird. And I got, let me grab it really fast. I got this printed linen in, the colorway was Ocean and Black. I think it's called Fine Lines Printed Linen. If they still have some in stock, I'll try to link it below. But I got this, and I told you guys that I had the intention of making the Helen's Closet moss jacket from the new Studio line that Helen's Closet released a month or two ago now. And I'm working on it. I'm doing it. So I am doing view A, which is the longer view with the just below the elbow or right at the elbow sleeves. We'll see where it hits on me. Everybody's proportions are different. We'll see where it lands, but that's what I'm working on. The challenge is that I have run out of light to medium weight woven interfacing in black, and I do really want the black just because it's linen and there's a bit of an open weave in certain areas, so I don't really want the white to show through. So I have to run over to my local shop and get some woven interfacing tomorrow when I pick up the buttons for my blouse. And then I should have my moss jacket complete in just a couple days. Very excited. There's a bit of, I don't want to jinx it, but there's a bit of a breeze in the early morning and the evening now. And it does feel like fall will come at some point. So I'm excited to have a light layer to pop on. And also feel like it will just elevate when I just have black leggings and a t-shirt or a little knit dress pulled on quickly to get on camera for a meeting or to go pick up my daughter from school or to pop to the store or whatever. So I'm excited. And I got that pattern in Helen's Closet's anniversary sale. Happy anniversary, Helen's Closet. You guys are one of my favorites. So I got that pattern for 25% off. And I also felt compelled to buy the ruby overalls. I have the Yanta overalls pattern from them. I really like it, but they're more of like a work style overall, and the ruby overall is definitely more of a sleek, nipped in at the waist kind of look. It's got, if you haven't seen it yet, I'll pop in a picture. And I'm thinking really, really hard about what fabric to use, and very tempted to forego something that I had already planned for a linen and just make these ruby overalls because I'm so excited. But I also am really excited about the other thing that I had planned, and I don't know what to do. But the ruby overalls look really, really cute, a little bit more elevated than the Yantas. Definitely, I love how Helen's Closet does riffs on different things. So they have two different overalls. They've got the York pinafore and lots of different ways to wear that. But then they've also got the Reynolds dress, which is a little bit more, can be a little bit more dressed up or dressed down. That's another thing I'm excited to make for layering in the coming months. But so my moss jacket is coming along. All that to say, my moss jacket is coming along. And I will eventually get buttons on my Tilly and the Buttons, Lyra, and my Anna Ellen Anthea dress. And then another thing that kind of fell to the back burner is the sagebrush, the matching sagebrush tops that I've been making for me and my mom and my daughter. And that's because that pattern doesn't come in my daughter's size. So I've got to try to draft and grade and adapt, and that's been a little bit overwhelming over the past couple weeks. So I think I'll probably tackle that with renewed energy after the craft festival market that I'm doing early in September. So those are the plans. And it's all good over here. We're getting to the place where my market preparation is not so overwhelming, and I'm actually able to chill out a little bit, which is really good for my balance, right? We all need to chill out a little bit. Two things, and then I will bid adieu. A little bit shorter episode, trying to get back into the swing of things today. Is just two things that I'm really enjoying. I just finished the book, The Paris Apartment, and I wanted to recommend that if anybody's looking for kind of a whodunit thriller-ish, but not super graphic or give you nightmares level. I thought it was really good. I got it from my public library. Shout out to Gwinnett County Public Libraries. You guys are awesome. The selection's fantastic. So I read it. I got the ebook from my public library, and I thought it was good, and it was interesting how the author gave the voice to the different characters, and so much so that I enjoyed it so much so that I am reading this author. I believe her name is Lucy Foley. Her other book, which is The Guest List, and it's the same style, actually. She has each character doing voice and kind of flashes forward and flashes backward, and you get the different perspectives. So I'm enjoying her. It's not classic literature. I'm not picking it apart or trying to poke holes in the plot. It's just a good, enjoyable read. The other thing that I have been enjoying is maniology. So I try not to go to the nail salon and get my nails done. I inevitably wreck them and they need to be redone. B, it gets expensive and I have supplies. But one of the things that I discovered recently is nail stamping. And I don't have my nails stamped right now, but next time I film, hopefully I'll be able to show you guys a cool new design. But if you haven't heard of maniology, I would definitely encourage you to just give it a little look. They're a family owned and operated company out of Hawaii, and they put on really cool videos on YouTube as well. I'll link their channel, and it's a fun creative outlet. I'm always looking for kind of a new hobby or a new way to express myself in fashion or whatever the case may be, and this is just another extension of that. You can practice it, and even if it's not perfect, it's still a reflection of your creativity. And I just think that the maniology team does a really good job of having options and palettes that represent people of all backgrounds and give people an opportunity to represent their causes. They have mental health awareness plates that you can stamp from. They have Save the Oceans plates. They have Pride plates. They have everything. So it's really cool. And I'm excited to try some Halloween designs and some fall designs in the coming months. So just a couple things to give you a little bit of entertainment and bring some joy to your world. Hopefully things are hard and we have to remind ourselves that our creative outlets are really, really important. and that there's people that, want to share and want to build a community, even if we're miles and miles away. So, all right, that's enough of that. I hope everybody finds time to be creative this week, and I will see you next week for another episode of Friday Sews with Stitches and Sprinkles.